Welcome to Thought for the Day from Larwood Baptist Church. These messages are part of LBC's efforts to minister to the congregation during this time when we cannot gather together in the usual way. If you are a friend who does not usually join us, you are especially welcome, and we would love to see you in person once services resume. Meantime, we face the challenges together by relying on the Lord for His leading and inspiration. Talking of inspiration, Jamie's recent thought, which referred to the Philip Yancey book, The Jesus I Never Knew, triggered a bit of inspiration for me, as it reminded me of a book I read recently entitled The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, by an American pastor and teacher, John Mark Comer. I came across this book while Ruth and I were browsing in a Christian Literature Crusade bookshop in Aberdeen, and there it was in the bargain shelf section. As a Scotsman, I'm always looking for value for money, and often there can be hidden gems in the bargain section of a shop. This was certainly the case with this book. The word ruthless, of course, lends itself to wordplay in our family, but that was not the reason I bought the book. It was the title which caught my attention, and thereafter the strapline, which reads, How to Stay Emotionally Healthy and Spiritually Alive in the Chaos of the Modern World. This strapline reminded me of the stress I experience regularly during my working life and of the strategies I try to employ to deal with that stress. A welcome break for many years was the time we spent as a family at the Keswick Convention. A highlight of the convention in these days was the stalls which lined the road leading down to the tent, and in particular the Christian bookshop Pickering and Ingalls, which was the rendezvous point for the Smith family if we got separated in the crowd in these halcyon days before mobile phones. Often I would come away from P&I's clutching the latest Christian book on managing stress, which I would avidly devour, and attempt to take on board the advice of the Christian writers with mixed results. Now, don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoyed my various stress-inducing work roles over the years, and a certain amount of stress is positive and motivating. Getting the balance right for the Christian is the real challenge, and we need to rely on the resources of Christ to empower us. Indeed, as I write this, I recall a Bible in 1 Year app topic entitled, You Have the Energy of God, which majors on the tremendous truth that the same power which God used to raise Jesus from the dead dwells in every Christian. Appropriating that power is always our prayerful objective. A short digression about this year's Keswick Convention. It is not happening, of course, as gathering together in these numbers at this time is not permissible. But there is to be a virtually Keswick Convention 2020 from 27th to 31st July. More information available on the Keswick Convention website. The topic is hope. It will be an inspiring and uplifting event. Even if you do not usually attend Keswick, why not join the convention online this year? So, returning to my book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. After the strapline caught my eye, I opened the book, and a full-page print of the key verse on which the book is based appeared before me. Matthew 11:28-30. Come to me, all who labour and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Ken has spoken previously of how meaningful the analogy of the yoke would have been to the people of that time, of how the Lord himself would have fashioned the yokes for the oxen in his carpenter's workshop as he learned his trade, and how the yoke is designed to make the burden of the oxen lighter, not heavier. Two words are encircled in the print of that verse in the book: the words rest and easy. Jesus thereby promises to give us rest and to ensure that the burdens we are called to bear sit comfortably on our backs as we bear them in his strength. The next page that caught my eye was the contents page. 3 sections split into chapters and an epilogue. Part 1, the problem. Part 2, the solution. Part 3, 4 practices for unhurrying your life. Epilogue, a quiet life. And intriguing chapter headings among the sections. Hurry, the great enemy of spiritual life. Hint, the solution isn't more time. Simplicity. Yes, I did buy the book, of course, and as with all books, it needs to be read critically and in the light of Scripture, but it was certainly helpful. In fact, I did set out in February of this year to write a sermon on the topic of hurry. However, as some of you may recall, it ended up as a sermon on worry rather than hurry. Who knows, I might return to the topic of hurry one day, but meantime, the thought for the day is this. Please ask yourself, as I do myself, are you hearing the Lord say to you, "Come to me when you are weary and burdened. Lay down the burdens you are carrying in your own strength, and learn from me, and find rest for your soul, and carry only the burden which I ask you to carry." In time-honoured fashion, keep washing your hands, keep looking up, keep praying, and stay safe. Good night.